to do as well as he did. And so people that are kind of in my lane of thinking, somebody that doesn't like a Ted Cruz or doesn't like a Donald Trump, but likes, I'm a Jeb Bush guy, but I also like Marco Rubio. People in my kind of lane of thinking start saying, okay, who's the strongest candidate to beat Ted Cruz and to beat Donald Trump? And so that's where Marco Rubio is picking up a lot of those votes. And again, it's all about perception in this game, and it's really interesting.
Do you guys have any questions? It's okay, I'll ask more. You have a question, Sylvie?
No, it's
Democratic side. Okay, Democratic side. Hillary and Sanders 50-50. What do you see from that?
I think Bernie Sanders is going to win on Tuesday.
Right.
I think then going into the South, so next is South Carolina, and then we have what's called the SEC primary, so it's all kind of the Southeast. I would tend to think that Hillary Clinton's going to do way better in the South because she's more seen as more of a conservative Democrat, which is actually funny for me to hear myself say. But she's considered more of a conservative Democrat, so I think in the South she'll do better. But I think Bernie Sanders, frankly, is going to crush her in New Hampshire, and that's going to give him a lot of momentum. And again, the name of these first 2 or 3 states is all about perception and momentum, and we'll see. I think Hillary's in real trouble, and I actually think she's in real trouble with some of this email scandal and easily could be indicted. Now, the interesting thing is she can win all these states, but if she's indicted, the Democratic Party can still put somebody else up at the convention, because all that we're doing right now is deciding who is going to go to the convention to actually decide who's going to be the nominee. I'm a Jeb Bush delegate, so if I get elected, I will go to the convention. I think for him, it's just easy. It's an easy thing to say. Now, the thing that kind of disturbs me about politics, and you kind of see it a little in Donald Trump, is people just say, it's called populism. You just say what people like to hear without really going in depth to explain it. But nobody really loves Wall Street, right? Everybody thinks of Wall Street as these, rich people that don't care about anybody. And in some cases, that's probably true. But I think when you just say, I'm going to tax and I'm going to tax these, evil people, it's a populist message, but I don't think it's really realistic. I don't think there's anything wrong with grown-up discussions about taxes. I do think we need to have those discussions. But if you just put it all on people and say, oh, they're going to pay for every kid to go to college for free, there's not enough money in the world to do that.
Other questions, guys?
Yeah.
Well, says Nikki, did you have one?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Get up there and talk to him.
Okay. Why do you think that the Iowa caucus is so inaccurate in predicting the nominee?
Thanks. That's a good question. Well, it's 2 reasons, kind of. So on the Democratic side, they're actually a little more accurate. If you remember, you guys probably don't remember, but in 2008, Hillary Clinton was supposed to be the Democratic nominee, and actually Barack Obama beat her in Iowa, and that led to basically kind of his surge. The Democrats are a little more accurate at predicting it. The Republicans haven't been, and it's because among Republicans, you have kind of what are called the evangelicals, they call them, which are more kind of religious-focused Republicans. And then you have some that are more economic-focused Republicans. And you have some, like me, that are more like national defense-focused Republicans. We all share kind of a common set of values, but it's like, what is kind of our biggest thing for us? And Iowa doesn't really represent all of those aspects of the party. It's very, in a primary, focused on more the evangelical, which are good people, and that's great, but they don't necessarily, so then you go to New Hampshire, and there you have a lot of economic and defense-type people. So while it gives, Iowa certainly gives people a boost and gives them headlines and kind of gives them momentum, when all is said and done, just a week later is New Hampshire, and it usually has very different results. So it's kind of like taking momentum, and then New Hampshire punches it right in the face.
Well, do you remember way back when the first George Bush, he really got crushed in Iowa, and then he sort of changed his tactics and won New Hampshire, and then